What's up guys, my name is Crescent. Now take a look at these products. This one has no demand, and this one has massive demand. So what's the difference? And let me ask you a question. Which one would you sell? If you said the high demand product, you're right. Why would anyone sell a product that no one wants? So what makes this shower head a high demand product? But more importantly, how can you tell? And this is a huge mistake I see beginners make, and that's choosing a product to sell on Amazon based on intuition, laziness, pure frustration, or poor research. And trying to sell a low demand product makes it very difficult to make any money. But do you know what isn't difficult to do? Smashing a like button for the YouTube algorithm. It only takes a second and it would really help out this channel tremendously, more than you know, and I would really appreciate it. So thank you. And with that said, how do you find products that are in high demand? Well, one strategy that I use that's outside of the box is to look for products on Alibaba. Alibaba is a massive directory of suppliers and manufacturers where you can find a manufacturer for pretty much any product that you can think of. And Alibaba is where most people go to find a supplier for their products. So it's an excellent place to find high demand products as well as new products that are about to hit the market. And what makes this strategy so powerful is a tool that most people aren't aware of or don't know how to use to their advantage. And that's a tool called the Product Demand Analyzer by Helium 10. Basically, with a single click, you can see a ton of metrics related to a product, including how much demand the product has on Amazon's marketplace, so that you can make an informed decision on how viable that product idea is. You can actually try Helium 10 for free for yourself, and I have a coupon for a huge discount for you as well, which you can find in the description below. So there's several different ways I like to search for viable product ideas on Alibaba. You can simply just browse for products from the homepage and see if anything catches your eye. I like to look for products that are strange and out of the ordinary. Or you can pick a specific category from the menu here on the side. But where I like to look is actually in the top ranking and new arrivals section. Remember, we want to find high demand products, and you probably wouldn't believe me, but it's true. Each year on Alibaba, you can find over 1 million new products from over 50,000 suppliers. So let's say we found those shower filters I showed you earlier. If we do a search on Alibaba for shower filter, make sure you're using the correct search phrase so that the products that get pulled up in the search are all relevant. If you take a peek down the list of products and a lot of them aren't the product that you're interested in, then you've probably used the wrong search phrase. Okay, so if we pull up the Product Demand Analyzer, you can see that a bunch of data pulled up in this window. Now, if you're selling in the US marketplace on Amazon, then make sure US is selected here. Otherwise, choose your marketplace. Now, you can see here at the very top what the total search volume is on Amazon, including the search volume history, which is extremely helpful. We can also see a summary of the total revenue that each has, average revenue, and average sales price. Now remember, this data is how well the product is performing on Amazon, not how well it's doing on Alibaba. That's why this tool is so powerful and helpful. Now, we can see that the shower filter has over 28,000 searches every month. That's awesome. In my opinion, anything less than 15,000 is pretty low, and I wouldn't touch anything that has less than 3,000. That translates to only 100 searches per day. So now we know that there's a lot of people searching for this on Amazon, but are these searches consistent throughout the year, or is this product seasonal? Like, does it sell better only during certain times of the year? For a beginner, I suggest avoiding seasonal products. Timing and inventory management are very important to be successful with seasonal products. So if you don't have any experience with that, stay away from seasonal products. So if we click on the graph here, the Product Demand Analyzer will actually show us the historical search volume. And if we select 1 year, we can see the search volume over the last year. We can see that the search volume is relatively consistent here. It seems to hover around 30,000 throughout the entire year. There is a slight hump around July and August, and I can't explain that. Maybe people are taking more showers when it's the hottest time of the year. Just keep in mind, it's never going to be completely flat, but you don't want it to be super low for most of the year and then have a huge spike for just a couple of weeks, like what Halloween costumes or Christmas decorations would have. Okay, so people are searching for this product year round, but are the sellers actually making any money? Well, judging by the total revenue, nearly $6 million in sales was done in the last year, so I'd say yes. And to get a rough estimate of how much each seller is making, we can take the average revenue and apply the rule of thirds. Basically, 1/3 of your revenue will go to manufacturing costs, 1/3 to fees, and the last third is your profit. So we can see that the average profit margin is around $10,000 per month. That's awesome, but before we get ahead of ourselves, we can verify that the sellers are actually making money by making sure that the sale price is at least $15. Ideally, higher the better. Since if the price is less than $15, there won't be much money left for profit. Again, applying the rule of thirds, with a sale price of $15, we can estimate a profit margin of around $5. Anything less wouldn't be worth your time. So the good news is, we can see that the product has an average price of $30. We can also see a list of other related keywords for this product here. We can see the search volume as well as how many competing sellers there are. For example, we can see here that shower filters to remove chlorine and fluoride have over 11,000 searches, but only 459 competing products. And this is where the keyword list can help you find a way to differentiate your products so that you have a competitive advantage. That way you're not just selling the exact same shower filter as everyone else. You always want to differentiate, otherwise you can only compete based on price, and you never want to do that. It will always end up in a price war where everyone keeps lowering the price until no one's making any money. So if we click here to see the full list of keywords, take a look down the list and see if there's anything unique that catches your eye. For example, shower filter for eczema, or shower filter for hair loss. Now, if we go back to the product demand analyzer, over on the side here, we can see a list of the top products. These are the top selling products on Amazon, and we can see that the number one seller here is priced at $35 and has over 40,000 reviews. And the rest are priced around the same range with several thousand reviews each as well. So we can see that this niche is actually really competitive. We can judge the level of competition based on the number of reviews the top listings have. Now, if we click here to see all the top products, it'll take us over to another powerful tool called Blackbox. It allows us to further analyze the niche. Now, we can see here that we're using the niche option on Blackbox here. But there's other ways that you can use the Blackbox tool, and I'll leave a link in the description below if you're interested in learning about them. Now, once again, we can see an overall summary of the niche. And like I've always stated, never base any decisions based on these numbers here. They're just averages. Use them as a reference only. So what we're actually going to look at is the price and sales history. We want to make sure that the price is relatively stable. We can see the top listing here is selling for $35. And if we scroll down, we can see similar products are selling anywhere from around mid to high $20 and up. For example, we don't want to see that the price is $35 today, but for the majority of the year, the price is far lower. This will massively affect your profit margin and would be a huge red flag. So if we click on the price here, we can see that the price has actually been extremely stable over the past year. That's great to see. And if we take a look at another similar product, the price is also pretty stable. It's actually fluctuated a little bit, but has been mostly the same for the majority of the year. And now if we click on the sales history, we can see the sales is pretty stable as well. It looks like it hovers around 1,300 to 1,600 throughout the year. Now there's a slight lull after Christmas, but that isn't really a huge red flag. Sales across all markets tend to drop off right after Christmas as people are recovering from the holiday purchases. Okay, so this is just one way to use the Blackbox tool, but I hope you can see how powerful this tool is. Now, as a bonus, I want to show you how you can go one step further when analyzing a product idea. One important key aspect to any successful product is making sure that you can actually make money selling it, especially if you can get a good estimate of what that profit margin is. So if we hop onto Amazon and do a search for the shower filter, make sure you select all departments. And then if we open up another powerful tool called X-Ray, also by Helium 10, again, we can see a ton of data for the niche, just like we saw in Blackbox. Now here's a powerful feature of X-Ray. We can click this button here and find suppliers on Alibaba that are selling the shower filter without having to leave Amazon. We can see that over 20,000 products were found. And if we click on the advanced filter option here, I suggest setting the age to 3+ years. That way we can make sure we're only looking at suppliers that have been around on Alibaba for a while. Also select verified supplier and trade assurance. This will filter out the suppliers that accept trade assurance and are verified suppliers on Alibaba. A verified supplier is a manufacturer that has been vetted by Alibaba and has a proven historical track record. Trade assurance is Alibaba's secure payment protection service where your payment is held in basically an escrow, and only when the transaction has been completed in accordance to the contract will Alibaba release the payment to the manufacturer. Things like the quality of the product and on-time delivery. Otherwise, you can get a refund. So by selecting the verified supplier and trade assurance filters, only suppliers that have been vetted and agree to use the trade assurance service will show up in the search results. Now click on apply, and we can see the total number of products has dropped down to around 7,000. Now if we scroll down the list of products here, we can see what the product is, the manufacturer that makes it, including the price. And if we take a look at a few of them, we can get a good estimate of what the average price is to have these products made. And it looks like the average price for these filters is somewhere around $3.50. Now, without having to go any further, this looks great already since we already know the average selling price for this product is $30. That's potentially a huge profit margin. So to verify that, let's click on the top listing here that isn't sponsored. Those are the listings with the SP logo next to them. We can now see the actual product listing for the top listing. Now let's pull up another Helium tool, the profitability calculator. As you can see here, all of the data from the listing has been automatically pulled into the calculator. Data such as the price, product weight and dimensions, and tier. We can change any of these fields to customize it, but what we want to do is to get an estimate of what our profit would be if we were to sell this item. So leave the weight and dimensions alone. That's how Amazon calculates the fulfillment fees. But you can see here that the profitability calculator estimated that the product cost is around $17.17. Let's change it to $3.50. Now, if we take a look at the bottom, we can see exactly what the Amazon fees are, including what the profit margin would be. So if we sold the same product at the same price, our profit margin would be a huge profit margin. Isn't that nuts? That leaves us a lot of margin for advertising, unforeseen costs, and if we wanted to lower the price during the product launch, we can, and still have a healthy profit. Okay, so this is just a small example of how you can use Helium 10 to find high demand products and validate them. If you want to learn more about how to use this tool, I'll leave a link in the description below to a video that goes into detail on it. I've also worked with Helium 10 to get all of you a huge discount. You can also find a link to the coupon in the video description below. So if you want to get in touch with me, you can find all of my contact details in the video description below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment or question in the comment section below. I answer every single one. And as always, if you found value in this video, consider subscribing. And do me a favor, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really does help me out and I'd appreciate it. And make sure you ring that bell so you never miss a future video. All right, thanks for watching.